Hi everybody, it's Boardman here, just summarising the trades from Friday the 28th of September. It was a neutral day. There was only 3 trades placed, fairly short-term trades in the trading room. Earlier on I'd picked the Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen short. That was a mere 3 pip win. And then we had a euro versus a Canadian short. That was a 10 pip win. And then they were balanced with a British pound versus Canadian dollar short, which was an 11 pip loss. So at the end of last week we had 94 pips profit. So the important statistics are here on the right. This is after 6 weeks of monitored trades. 37 winners, 30 losers. That's an average win percent of 55, which is not important. What is important is this figure here. So the average wins per winning trade is 29.2 pips, and the average loss per losing trade is 17.1 pips. And as I keep saying time and time again, this is the ratio to obsess about, and this is the ratio not to obsess about. So don't obsess about your win percentage, obsess about your winning pip average, and you'll be fine. So our weekly average so far is 95 pips per week, and that's based mainly on fairly short-term trades, which is not surprising given that I'm trying to look for trades in the room itself, so inevitably they're going to be 5 and 15-minute trades mainly. So as you can imagine, these averages, certainly for the average pips win, start to increase when you're taking longer term trades, i.e. your sort of 1 hour and in some cases 4 hour chart trades. So let's have a quick look at the 3 trades from Friday. We'll start with the loser, which was here. This particular trade was entered on the trend rider strategy. We had a pullback here. We'd missed this beginning of the trend, which is absolutely fine, but we got a pullback here and entered a short where my arrow is there. Okay, just above where the word here says. However, we got an abrupt reversal of the market not long after there, which gave us an 11 pip loss. At the same time, we'd got a signal on the trend catcher strategy here to enter the Euro CAD. Euro CAD short, so that came down. It was then protected by the crosses here and continued down before getting resistance at this point in the market and pulling back up, and we were actually closed out in this instance by something called the crash barrier. When we get long tails like this, then the crash barrier tells us to get out of the market because it senses volatility. So that trade closed out at about 11 pips profit, and earlier on in the day I'd had a short on this Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. This again unsurprisingly bobbled around for quite some time. You can see all these pivot points here before closing just above the crosses there, and that was only a 2 or 3 pip gain. So all in all, Friday was a neutral day, and as I say, it's important just to make sure that on average your winners are bigger than your losers, and that's the whole principle of the trend rider and trend catcher strategies, because if we can catch a trend and if we can ride a trend, then as you'll see as the weeks go by, then the average winners are always bigger than the average losers, and that in my particular case is what's led to me being able to trade for a living. So I hope that is a good resume of Friday in the week for you. And just whilst we're chatting, it's now about 3 p.m. on Monday. I don't run a trading room on Monday. It's worth noting that I've entered a trade here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. This is the trend rider strategy. This is a 1 hour chart. The market has pulled up, as you can see here, then come back down to near the green dots, and then I've entered a long as the market then went above that high there of that bar. So I'm in that one right now. We'll see how that goes. I was waiting for a euro USD 5-minute long here, but as you can see, this volume price analysis software has kept us out of that. We couldn't have taken that long until the market rose above this point here, these resistance point, but it hasn't done. It's turned the other way, so that's no trade at all on that euro versus the US dollar. So I'll keep you posted on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, and hopefully I'll see you in my trading room. Now if you can join me, my trading room is accessible by going to my website, which is hawkeyemt4.com. if you're not already on my email list, then just put your name and email in there and I'll send you a link to the trading rooms. Now there are 8 more free trading rooms starting this week, and they end on the Friday the 12th of October. Also, you can, starting every Tuesday morning, I'm going to be doing daily FX tweets, so you can find me on Twitter. If you enter at daily FX tweets into Twitter, then you should be able to find me, and if you follow me, I'll start tweeting you during Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. So thanks for listening, folks, and I'll hopefully see you in one of the trading rooms.